Indiana is a special place for me. Like most everyone else, it's special to me because that's where I grew up. About 150 years ago, in the state of Indiana, there's a bit of unlikely events that have no apparent connection with one another, but are related to my family's history. I grew up in Tipton County in the 1940s and 50s, but 100 years earlier, Tipton was just a Miami Indian reservation. That part of the state was forested swamp. When it became a county, they had to dig over 100 miles of ditches to get it drained. It later became the fourth richest topsoil county in all of the United States. Here are three stars. One is in Henry County near Newcastle, where my great-great-grandfather, William Riley Shaw, was born in 1838, the first Shaw baby born in the state. His father, Isaac, came from Surry County, North Carolina. The second star shows where, 11 years later, in 1849, an author, James Whitcomb Riley, was born in Greenville. The third star shows Dublin, where my mother was born in 1915, Frances Helen Lednam. Amazingly, all three were born within 20 miles of each other. This is going to be a series of several stories my mother read to me and that I read to my children and grandchildren. They were written in a dialect common for the time in Indiana in the late 1800s. The author of the stories, James Whitcomb Riley, was a poor student who didn't like his teachers and often skipped school. At age 20, he finally graduated from the 8th grade. Two of his most famous stories are Little Orphan Annie and The Raggedy Man, but the first story I'm going to read is about the bear story, my favorite. Well, once there was a little boy went out in the woods to shoot a bear. So he went out way in a great big woods, he did, and he was going along and going along, and pretty soon he heard something go, whoo, it's that away, whoo, and he was scared, he was, and so he run and climbed up a tree, a great big tree, he did, a sycamore tree. And then he heard it again, and he looked around, and it was a bear, a great, big, showing up bear. No, it was two bears. It was two great big bears. One of them was this. One was a great big bear, but they just both went, whoo, and here they come to climb the tree and get the little boy and eat him up. And then the little boy, he is scared worse than ever. And here comes a great big bear climbing a tree to get the little boy and eat him up. Oh no, it isn't a big bear climbing the tree. It was a little bear. So here he comes, climbing a tree and climbing a tree. Then when he get right closest to the little boy, why then the little boy, he has pulled up his gun and shot the bear, he did, and killed him dead. And then the bear, he fall clean down out the tree, away clean to the ground he did, spling, splung, and fall plumb down and killed him too. And lit right side of where the big bear is at. And then the big bear's awful mad, you bet, cause the little boy, he shot his gun and killed the little bear. Cause the big bear, he's a little bear's papa. And so here he come to climb the big old tree and get the little boy and eat him up. And when the little boy, he saw the great big bear coming, he is better scared he was than any time. And so he think he'll climb up higher, way up higher in the tree than the old bear can climb, But he can climb higher, and old bears can climb, 'cause bears climb up higher in old trees than any little boys in the whole world. And so here comes a great big bear he did, climbing up and up the tree to get the little boy and eat him up. And so the little boy climbed on higher and higher and higher up the tree and higher and higher and highest here's his house. And here come the old bear closer to him at all the time. And then first thing you know, when the old big bear was right close to him, then the little boy has jabbed his gun right in the old bear's mouth and shot and killed him dead. No, I forgot. He didn't shoot the great big bear at all, because there was no load in the gun, you know. Because when he shot the little bear, why then no load is in the gun anymore. But the little boy climbed higher up, he did. And he climbed lots higher and on up higher and higher until he just can't climb no higher. Because then the limbs is all too little, way up in the teeny weeny tip top of the tree. They break down with him if he don't be careful. So he stopped and think. And then he looked around, and here come the old bear. And so the little boy make up his mind he is to get out there somewhere, 'cause here come the old bear, so close his breath's pert nigh, so he can feel how hot it is against his bare feet. It's just like old Ring's breath when he's been out a-hunting and is all tired. So when the old bear is so close, the little boy is give a great big jump for another tree. No, he didn't do that. I'll tell you what, the little boy does. Why, then oh yes, the little boy, he finds a hole up there that's in the tree and climbs in there and hides, and then the old bear can't find the little boy at all. Pretty soon the old bear finds the little boy's gun that's up there, because the gun is too tall to look with him into the hole. So when the old bear finds the gun, he knows the little boy's just hiding around there somewhere. And the old bear begins to sniff and sniff around and sniff around, so he can find out where the little boy is hid at. And then, oh yes, why pretty soon the old bear climbed way out on a big limb, a great long limb, and then the little boy climbs out of the hole and takes his axe and chops the limb off. Then the old bear falls slunk clean to the ground and bust and kill himself plumb dead, he did. And then the little boy, he get his gun and commenced to climbing down the tree again. No, he didn't get his gun, because when the bear falled, then the gun fell too, and broke it all to pieces too. And nicest gun is bite it. And the little boy has cried, he did, and went on climbing down the tree and climbing down and climbing down. And so when he is pert nigh down, way in the old bear, he jumped up again. And he ain't dead at all. He is tending that away. So he can get the little boy and eat him up. But the little boy, he is too smart to climb clean down the tree. And the old bear, he can't climb up the tree no more, because when he fell, he broke all of his legs, and then he couldn't climb. But he just go away and let the little boy come down out of the tree, and the old bear just growls around there, and he just growls and goes, whoo, 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 all the time. And the little boy, he had to stay up in the tree all night and without no supper, never. Only there was apples in the tree. And the little boy ate apples it's all night and cried and cried. Then, when 'tis morning, the old bear went whoo, and again tried to climb up a tree and get the little boy, but he can't climb to save his soul. He can't. And oh, he's mad. He is stare up the ground and he go woo. And oh yes, pretty soon When morning come, all alive, so you can see, why. And then the old bear finds the little boy's gun, it's on the ground, and it ain't broke at all. I just said that. And so the old bear think he'll take the gun and shoot the little boy. But bears, they don't know much about shooting guns. So when he go to shoot the little boy, the old bear got the other end against his shoulder instead of the other end. So when he tried to shoot the little boy, it shot the bear, it did, and killed him dead. And then the little boy climbed down the tree and chopped his woolly head off, yep, and killed the other bear again, he did. And killed both the bears, he did, and took them home and cooked them too and ate them. And that's all.